Hello guys, thanks so much for tuning to this video. My name is Mr. Leslie. So today I just want us to look at some of the road rules and observation of our K53 learners test. So this is a document that has question and answer. So if you are interested in this document, just get in touch with us. The number is also on the screen. Now, as part of the study packs, we also have the K53 road signs. So we got all the common questions that you are likely to encounter on road signs. So also get in touch with us on WhatsApp if you are interested in getting that also. So today I want us to start at question number 11. So I'm just going to rush there, right? So because we already did this, if you haven't watched this, please do make sure that you go in the comment section of this video. You'll find a video where we did all that. Okay, here we go. Number 11. Let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, here we go. The fastest speed at which you can tow a vehicle with a rope is dash kilometers. Is it 60 kilometers per hour or 45 kilometers per hour or 30 kilometers per hour? Well, the correct answer here is 30 kilometers per hour, because 30 kilometers per hour is considered to be the maximum safest speed for this condition, for towing a vehicle with a rope. Okay, now let's move on to number 12. The last action you have to take before shifting from one lane to another lane is option A, switch on your indicators; B, check on your blind spot; C, use the mirrors of your vehicle. Well, the last action that you have to take is check the blind spot. Now, what is the blind spot? Blind spot is basically that area of the vehicle that cannot be directly seen by the driver through the mirrors, right? So the driver has to turn his head or look outside the window just to see that blind spot, okay? Because that area is not appearing on the mirrors, okay? So the correct answer there is B. This is the last action that the driver has to take before switching from one lane to another, simply because the driver has checked the mirrors now before performing the maneuver of shifting from one lane to another. He has to make sure that all the areas are clear by checking the blind spot, which is basically the area that's not coming out on the mirrors, okay? So let me just read. Yes, I'm not. The blind spot in a vehicle is an area around the vehicle that cannot be directly seen by the driver at the controls. Now we're talking about the controls, talking about the mirrors, right? Or we talked about the controls of the vehicle in some parts of our video, okay? And therefore it is important that the driver turns the head in order to check his or her blind spot before initiating any maneuver, okay? So before initiating the maneuver of shifting from one lane to another, the driver has to turn his head. By turning his head, the driver is checking in the blind spot, because remember that area is not coming out on the vehicle mirrors, right? So the driver has to physically check his head, maybe throw outside the window or the back between the two front seats to see if the area is actually clear, okay? I do hope I've done much explanation of this. Let's move to number 13. You can, on a public road, option A, pass another vehicle turning right on its right hand side without driving on the shoulder of the road. B, pass another vehicle at any place on the left hand side if it is turning right. C, not pass any vehicle on the left hand side. So here we're talking about passing a vehicle, okay? So this vehicle in particular is a vehicle that wants to turn right. So this vehicle is in front of you and you are behind that vehicle, and that vehicle in front of you wants to turn right. So the road rule says that you can pass that vehicle on the left hand side, right? Because normally you pass the vehicle on the left hand side, possibly that vehicle is a slow moving vehicle and you're overtaking that vehicle. But here, this vehicle was to turn right, so you cannot pass that vehicle on the right, so you pass that vehicle on the left hand side. So by passing that vehicle on the left hand side, you have to make sure that we are driving on the shoulders of the road. So the correct answer there is option A. Really hope I had explained that. Just to make sure that you let me know in the comment section if my explanation was clear. Now let me just read some notes here. This rule is there to ensure orderly possession of cars on the road. If any of these factors are not easily met, it is better to wait for the car ahead to finish its turn before proceeding. Okay, so you have to make sure that the car that is turning right in front of you, you can pass it on the left hand side, but whilst you're passing on the left hand side, you are not driving on the shoulders of the road. Okay, now let's move on to number 14. If you see that someone wants to overtake you, you should. So this is one of the questions where you have multiple answers, and so 2 or 3 of the answers can be correct. Now let's look at it. So if you see that someone wants to overtake you, you should not drive faster. That's very correct, right? You should keep to the left as far as it is safe. That's also correct. Give hand signal to allow the person to pass. That's not necessary. So if you see that a person wants to overtake you, you should not try to drive faster. By trying to drive faster, you're increasing speed whilst the person is performing a dangerous maneuver. Overtaking is a very dangerous maneuver, so you do not want to increase speed or to be in a car chase with someone who wants to overtake you. Okay, also you should keep to the left as far as it is safe to give the person who is overtaking you enough room for them to perform that maneuver. Okay, so the correct answer there has to be A. Let's move on to number 15. Let me just read these notes first. Okay, when another driver indicates that he wants to overtake you, it is important that you slow down and keep to the left in order to allow him or her to overtake you safely. Okay, moving on to number 15. You are not permitted to stop, option A, on a pavement. B, with the front of your vehicle facing oncoming traffic. C, next to any obstruction on the road. So you are not permitted to stop with the front of your vehicle facing oncoming traffic. Okay, so you must not park your vehicle facing oncoming traffic because it can cause a dangerous situation or obstruction when you drive away. So this is very important, right? Now let's move on to number 16.